Grand Rising, rise and shine. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Zestful Living with Sweet Tea. I am your host, Latanja Millhouse, as I say, aka Sweet Tea, your number one hype woman. And of course, the biggest reminder that today you get another opportunity to live boldly, zestfully, and unapologetically you. And as I say, rise and shine and set your intentions to have a good day on purpose for the purpose of doing things that are unapologetically guilt free. And that's what Zestful Living is all about, doing the things that bring you the most joy, that makes you the most proud of yourself in many cases, as we all have things that we can sit and complain about. But the question is, who's going to listen? And so, as we prepare for the gratitude journals, as I pointed out, it's a brand new day. The question is, can you feel it? Do you see it? Do you know it? And can you hear it? Because it's a brand new day. Can you feel a brand new day? Can you feel a brand new day? It's a brand new day. And when you sing that song, doesn't it feel good? Because it is a brand new day. And so we can start our day on purpose with the intentions of having a really good time in our day. And so welcome each and every one of you. I see Dad, thank you so much for being here and tuning in all the way from Cali to where it's 5 a.m. there. Thank you so much for your early rise and shine. Thank you so much. And for those that are tuning in the TikTok land, I see Raphael_Thanto. Thank you so much for peeping in and joining in on the live. And so let's look at a hot topic when it comes to our journal prompt. And so we pour into ourselves each and every day. We pour back into ourselves because so many of us are drained, defeated, depleted, and or depressed from doing things for other people on a constant basis. And you neglect yourself. You forget about your own needs. And so I'm just here as a reminder to make certain that you're pouring back into yourself and replenishing yourself. And so this particular journal prompt question asks the question, what's something you almost didn't do today, but you did it anyway? And so we want to go ahead and write about that. What's something you almost didn't do today, but you did it anyway? And so take a few minutes here to write in your journals about that. Okay. And so as it is, everyone knows the sweet tea does not get personal. Okay, but I will share with you all what I've written in my particular journal prompt answer. And so the question is, and you all can watch this again on the replay and write about it at your leisure. Okay, so what's something you almost didn't do today, but you did it anyway? And so I say that I almost didn't give myself grace about the things that are on my plate. However, I remembered I will take time to be certain it's done. And so we know that we can be our own worst critic. We know that we can be the one that will take our momentum that we have built up and give ourselves that feeling of perhaps self-doubt, self-sabotage, or whatever the case. But I almost didn't give myself grace today because, again, there's some things that I have on my plate that I need to take care of. And then I, of course, remembered the fact that I will get it done, as I do in everything that I put myself involved in, the challenges that I may face. And so it can be overwhelming in many cases that we give ourselves the grace to be able to take our time when it comes to pouring back into ourselves. We must remember that our lives have meaning and that we should give ourselves some grace. And so this is our Monday segment as we welcome in Asha Cerise here. We do this together on Mondays. And so we want to welcome Asha. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, honey. Let's bring that a little closer into it. Hey,
Okay, and so this is the YouTubers.
Okay.
And so welcome, Asha. And so let's make the adjustments on all of the channels that we have here. How's everything going for you?
Everything's going pretty well, Hunty. I'm here. I think I'm rocking with maybe 2.5, 3 hours of sleep. So we're doing well.
You're doing well.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, sweetie. Thank you for asking. I gotten a bit of rest that I needed in terms of feeling replenished.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something you want to add to this question? What's something you almost didn't do today, but you did it anyway?
Show up here. No, I'm playing.
Exactly.
No, I'm gonna show up on my Zestful Living with Sweet Tea morning show. Grand Rising, y'all over here. Let's see, something I almost didn't do today. I mean, the day just started, but
Right, it did.
I don't know. I mean, I can't say. Maybe yesterday something that I almost didn't do, but did. I would say just get up and be productive. I've had a long week, busy week, moving and shaking. I really wanted to just chill yesterday and just catch up on some rest and be at the house, but I needed to get out and get some things moving and shaking, so I did it.
Awesome, and it makes you feel really good when you do. I think oftentimes it's that beginning, it's the start of a thing that gives us that stagnant feeling, especially here on a Monday, as it is the first day, or Sunday is the first day of the week. But for many people, when they're needing to clock in,
First day of the work week.
first day of the work week. Let me put something here so I can.
Oh, you want to be as tall as me?
At least. And so we want to be able to have that momentum, and usually on Mondays to get those gears started, to get yourself going on the day. And so it's Monday. Did we have our theme song, Asha?
Are you going to get it? Let's see.
Rise and shine.
It's Mama and me
On Zestful Living with Sweet Tea.
Run it back.
Rise and shine.
It's Mama and me
On Zestful Living with Sweet Tea. That's really good.
Happy Monday, everyone.
Yes, happy Monday. And always good to see everyone here rising and shining with us. And so, Asha, what do we have going on?
So let's see. Well, they just announced, okay, after 6 years, y'all, I want y'all to give me my round of applause, because I know for a fact that I was, if not the number one reason, I was definitely top reason of why Donell Jones versus Joe is now happening on the 20th. This has been something I've been advocating for years.
Wow.
I literally, as soon as the Versus series started in 2020, I have my list of people that I wanted to see. And it was always Joe and Donell. Joe versus Donell Jones was always on the list. I have some other ones like H-Town versus Silk. I'll have to think about who some of the other ones that I've thought about. But there's never been a list, a comment, a thread, a post that I didn't mention wanting Joe versus Donell Jones. So it's finally happening. And some people, I've been tussling in the social media comments because a lot of people feel like it's not a great matchup. But that's because they don't know R&B. That's because they don't know anything outside of what they see as far as the hits and the singles.
Right.
You got to know how to get into the bag of the deep cuts.
Oh, get into the bag. I was getting into the bag.
I was
Everybody, man.
But yes, as an R&B connoisseur and an R&B lover,
Right.
Donnell Jones has some amazing music that has never been a single. So I made a video. I need to post it on TikTok. I didn't post it on TikTok, but I posted it on Instagram and Facebook, and Versus actually collaborated with me. So it's on the Versus page, on the main Instagram page. And I requested to hear some deep cuts because a lot of people, when they get on the Versus stage, they get a little timid as far as getting into the deep cuts because they want the audience to know the songs, of course. But I feel like this is an opportunity to, one, honor your real fans who love your music by performing some of the songs that don't get on the playlist at your concerts.
Right.
And then two, introduce people who haven't listened to the full album to some good songs that they may not have heard. So I had a list of suggestions of deep cuts, and then I put my top 3 songs that I definitely want to hear that may not be on their playlist. Excuse me, I'm rambling. This is my thing.
Yeah, this is her thing.
But
no, go ahead, love.
For Donnell Jones, the top 3 songs that I want to hear that probably weren't going to be on his playlist are Yearning, My Apology, and Where I Want to Be. Because is it Where You Are? That's
Where
the name of it, which is Where I Want to Be Part 2. So everybody knows Where I Want to Be, where he talks about, he comes to his woman and he says that he's, been having second thoughts about their relationship. He doesn't know if he wants to be with her. He wants to explore, do all these things. But Where You Are, he did what he needed to do, and he realized that's who he wanted to be with. Like, he wants to be where she is, and it's up to her to take him back. But I like that song better because he has clarity. He's no longer confused. And Yearning is just one of them ones. Baby, I'm yearning for your love. Bring yearning back, bring begging back.
Right.
And My Apology, he talks about how he's a Gemini, and he has these 2 sides to him. I think it's just a dope song.
Wow.
My top 3 songs on Joe that I want to hear that probably weren't going to be on his playlist. How Soon, which is, to me, neck and neck with Good Girls, but I don't ever hear him perform it. I've been to his concerts twice. I didn't hear it on the playlist. I also put My Love. Did I put My Love on my list? Because I definitely want to hear that, but I'm not sure if I put that on my top 3. One Life Stand, which I love because it's like, I'm not just trying to be a one-night stand. I'm trying to be your one life stand.
Oh, my. They bringing the hits. It's already hot up in here. They bringing the hits.
Yeah, I want to hear that. And then I think I did put My Love because I really love that song. I don't ever hear him perform that one. And one of my favorite lines in that song is, tell me what makes you happy. Watch me as I make it happen. I love me a Mr. Make It Happen.
Okay, so tell me what makes you happy and watch me
as I make it happen.
As I make it happen. Wow.
Please and thank you.
He's actually paying attention at that point.
Absolutely.
And this is Joe.
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
this is getting ready to be on and popping.
Absolutely.
And so when is it?
It's the 20th. It's in LA. I shot my shot at Versus to fly me out so I could, because I really do feel like I'm the reason why it's happening.
You brought that collab together. Yay! Congratulations, Asha. Asha, yes. Congratulations. Yes. Because I know that you have made this a known thing. You have the receipts.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you have the receipts.
Yes, I definitely have great taste in music. That's what we have in common, because I think the first couple times I saw you on live, you were listening to music, and I'm like, okay, he knows something. Because we 88. No, are you an 88 baby? Yeah, you're an 88 baby, I think.
We did, baby.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I think that it's going to be a great Versus. I really... I know people have been saying things about who sounds like what live. Y'all gonna have to figure it out. Drink your tea. Get your show together. Get your performance ready.
Wow, what a pairing. And so they believe that Avant would do better with Joe. Is that one
That's
of the
what they
things?
think, and maybe he would. I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know a whole lot of deep cuts by Avant. I just really know his singles. So maybe if anybody is watching and you're an Avant lover, give me a few suggestions of some deep cuts, or maybe a full album that you say is no skips, and I'll check it out. But I don't really know all his deep cuts. I don't know.
Wow.
But his singles are amazing. Yes.
Mhm. And so to really to go on the verses, you do have to have some backup, a
Catalog.
catalog. Thank you. That's
Mhm.
what I was looking for. You have to have a catalog, and the two of them together can go on and on.
Absolutely.
You know, Joe has had so many great hits that have kept us together and in comfort, and knowing that there are some men out there that really speak about love when it comes to R&B. And what is R&B all about, Asha, that makes you such a fan of R&B, the sound and things of that nature? What does that mean for you?
Well, before I go into that, I wanted to say yes, Joe talks about love and togetherness and yearning, not yearning per se, but yeah, the desire of a woman. But he's also the king of dirty macking and the
Oh,
original Mr. Steal Your Girl. He
okay.
has a lot of
That's what that
songs.
is.
He has a lot of songs about hollering at somebody else's woman.
Okay. There
A
you
lot
go.
of them.
There you
I
go.
know people know Things Your Man Won't Do. That's the main one.
Oh, that's the main one.
But he
That's
has
right.
songs called "You Dropped Your Dime," "I Picked It Up," "I Picked Her Up." Like he has a lot of songs that talk about somebody else's woman.
Okay,
You
so
can just
keep
look.
them away from Joe, because Joe has got some things that he knows about.
Absolutely, but
Hmm.
R&B to me is just really what it is: rhythm and blues. I love the melodies. I love the passion. I love the lyrics. I'm a lover girl.
Hmm.
I love love. I love
Hmm.
the emotion that R&B brings. I
Hmm.
love the expression of love between people that we don't often hear these days. It's kind of just
Right.
like, you know, even if R&B is about sex, I think it's a little bit, or at least it used to be a little bit more clever talking about it, and it wasn't just just ignorant. So
Back that thing up and all that
I
kind
mean,
of
I love
stuff.
that type of music too. But I think that R&B is just it just puts me in that energy. I'm
And
an R&B lover.
you're an R&B lover, and is there something, because I hear you talking about it all the time, the 90s
Hmm.
was that time where things really opened up for you, the sound of the 90s, because I go all the way back
Yeah, I
to
love
old
old
school.
school too.
Hmm.
I love 80s R&B. I love 70s, 60s music as
Oh,
well.
okay,
But something about that 90s music.
yeah.
It's something about that 90s music.
Yeah, I hear you talk about that a great deal.
My favorite R&B singer, R&B vocalist is Dino of H Town.
Each time.
Everyone knows that. Uh, and he has a classic, beautiful 90s voice.
A 90s voice. Of course, I
Mm-hmm.
can go on and on and on. Bill Withers, and then of course there's the OJs that I still listen
The
to today.
Whispers.
The Whispers. Oh my goodness, the Whispers, and of course my boy. What is
Gerald?
Gerald Levert, Jeffrey
Oh yeah,
Osborne.
Jeffrey Osborne.
Jeffrey Osborne, okay? And so he is one of those that comes from the old way of doing things, that his voice is stellar to none. He is at the top of the list. And of course,
Second to none.
second to none. And of course, my girls, Aretha Franklin, Gladys Knight was someone is a favorite of my mother's. And so they do have some concern about Miss Gladys currently, but she still has the voice
Yeah.
that lives on, is timeless. And
Mm-hmm.
so we could talk about Motown and all of the sounds that went on back in the day, that love was a part of our growing up.
Mm-hmm.
The music of that time kept us all together, as they say, the soundtrack of our lives. And so we actually lived in that era
Mm-hmm.
where love was the main ingredient, and it kept couples together, it kept marriages together, it kept people together,
Yeah.
and that was the main goal.
Yeah. I remember, I don't know how many years back it was, I gave Mama a birthday gift of 2 tickets to Jeffrey Osborne. It was a concert, Jeffrey Osborne and Freddie Jackson.
Right.
And um, I ended up being the person that went with the second ticket, and I was really going for Freddie Jackson because I love a lot of Freddie Jackson's music.
Right.
You know, I knew Jeffrey Osborne songs, but I wasn't really, you know, into them like that because Jeffrey Osborne is very like has a kind of like a proper singing style, similar. I always thought he was kind of similar to like a uh, Lionel Richie
Oh,
type,
Lionel Rich. Oh,
and I don't really vibe with Lionel Richie's music like that. So when I went to the concert, Freddie Jackson went first,
Yes.
and I
As
don't
he
know.
should have.
I don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was having a bad day,
Yeah.
if he's just, you know, declined in his, you know, abilities. But it was not a great show.
It
He
was
did not
not.
do a good
It
job.
was
It
not.
didn't sound good.
Mhm.
It didn't flow. He was trying to do too much with the mic
Right,
theatrics, and it
right.
just wasn't landing.
Right.
And everybody in the crowd was looking confused, and I definitely was. And I'm like, dang, I guess Freddie ain't got it like that no more.
Right. He's still a legend in his own right.
Oh, yeah.
But you want to
Still
try to
his
fix
music,
things.
classics,
Yeah,
everything.
because he said he sang Lady hundreds and hundreds of thousands of times, and he tried to remix it and remake it. Some things, as Jeffrey Osborne will teach you, leave well enough alone.
Right. So when Jeffrey Osborne came out, and he is what, dang near 80 years old?
Yes.
This man had energy. He immediately had the crowd going.
Yes.
He walks through the crowd when he from backstage to get to the stage,
Right.
and the energy of the what is it? The it's not a theater. It was
Arena? No.
amphitheater. The amphitheater
Mhm.
just shifted, and this man went into his catalog, back-to-back hits. Not only did he do his own hits, but he did LTD hits. I love LTD music as well.
Mhm.
So, of course, he did, you know, all the classics. And by the time, I think we were in the middle of the concert, the sun had went down finally. He started singing On the Wings of Love.
Oh, my word.
I felt like I was in a trance.
Right.
Just feeling like, dang, I want to be in love.
You
like
want to be in love
it
again.
was a beautiful concert. Then this man, again, dang near 80,
Dang near 80.
runs to the back of the amphitheater.
That's right.
Past there's seats, there's VIP tables, there's seats up there. Then there's the lawn section where you can have your own seats that I like at this particular amphitheater. We're in the lawn section. You bring your own chairs and tables, food, drinks, whatever you want to bring. He runs past us all the way to the back of the people that have the lawn seats that's like on blankets.
Right.
Greets everybody. He's singing, running. That man put on a show.
He put on the show, and before he got around back into the stage, I was able to grab him and get a hold of him, okay? And so as he came directly towards me. And so he's one of these kind of performers that wants everyone to feel as if they are a part of the entire show. And so he doesn't leave anyone out. All of those that were in the back bleachers, he made sure that they got a close-up of him.
Yeah, it was
And
a great
so
show.
it was really a great show.
I left that show as a Jeffrey Osborne fan because like I said, I knew he had nice music, but I left there as a Jeffrey Osborne fan, and
That's right.
I was in my bag, you know, because I love, of course, what is it, Love Ballad by LTD?
Yeah, Love Ballad.
That's a beautiful song, but one of my favorite songs by them is Where Did We Go Wrong?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, with love.
Yes.
And how we gonna fix it? I love that song.
And so it just makes you, as you pointed out, Asha, makes you want to be in love.
Yeah.
Because it covers you like a blanket, like Michael Jackson named his youngest son. Blanket. It covers you. It makes you feel good. And so when we talk about,
Oh, the arm bump.
okay, so when we talk about bring begging back, hashtag bring begging back. Now this is what we're talking about. Now they criticized my boy Keith Sweat because he had been doing that all alone. And so Keith Sweat can teach a great deal of these guys, these newcomers, a thing or two. It's not necessarily that you're begging and pleading and you have lost all of your dignity. Okay?
It's called professing your love
Thank
and
you,
yearning
Asha.
for your woman.
Yeah, professing it so that we all know. And so many of these new age young men, They want to give you the cold shoulder, and you have no idea.
And I'm going to give it back.
You have no idea that they actually are desiring and wanting you because they're afraid to make the first move. They're afraid of the possibility of rejection, in my opinion. So yes, beg and pardon me.
I said they better start getting brave. Get you some courage.
Get you some liquid courage. No, not liquid courage. But get you some courage, as it was shown from one of my favorite movies, The Wiz. The lion didn't have any courage. He was wanting to meet the wizard so that he could have the courage. But as they learned going down the yellow brick road, as some of the fellas can learn about the art of dating, that he had it all along. Down the road, don't you carry nothing that can be alone. Come on, ease on down the road. And so they can find the courage that they already have. So what is the possibility of her saying no? Depends on how you approach her. So yes, bring begging back, sweetie, and just let us know that you're professing your love. I'm not certain of some of these other songs that are out now from the YNs, I believe that's what they call them, that they are being very demanding when it comes to a woman being able to check with them. I'm not sure some of the latest songs that does
I'm out the loop too, sweetie. There's only so far into the YN territory that I can go, because at this point I'm starting not to know what's going on either.
Yeah, because I believe they're being a little harsh when it comes to how they're approaching us ladies, and so we want the old R&B sound, but we do want you to profess your love and doing it in a smooth way, like Jeffrey Osborne would do.
Jeffrey Osborne has a single that he put out. It's not new, but it's newer than his, the collection of music that we know him for. And I just think it's a beautiful song. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Something about how he will fight for you.
That's for sure. I had to go through the chorus.
Okay,
it's called That's for Sure.
That's for sure.
So it's a single that he's put out probably in the past 15 years. And he's talking about a woman who has gone through some things in a previous relationship. Mm-hmm. She's hurt. And he's basically letting her know that she can trust him with her heart, and she can let her guards down, and he will cover her, and he will be there for her. And I just think it's a beautiful song. It is one of those, professing your love for your woman, and he's saying, I will die for your love, and beautiful. Freddie Jackson has a song similar to that too. What is the song? Look.
Put me on the spot.
I'm thinking of
these lyrics.
The Freddie Jackson song that's similar to that, when it's talking about you've been hurt. If anybody knows Freddie Jackson music, you know what I'm talking about. I remember me doing a reel, and I was at the belt line and walking near the train, and I had on that dress and I had the hair wrap on.
You trying to think of the Freddie Jackson song, child? I just don't know. Where's your other phone?
It's up there.
Oh,
we got all the bike. Oh, you know what? Oh, it's Have You Ever Loved Somebody?
Oh,
really love somebody.
Somebody like you.
But yeah, so he talks about that too, kind of letting your guard down and letting your heart be open. So
right, I know that there's the Jeffrey Osborne song that I can't think of the title of it, but We Belong Together or something. It's one of my favorites, and I know we don't want to leave out the late great Peabo Bryson. All right, and I believe Peabo Bryson brought it when he came back with Jeffrey Osborne. And so this was one of those things that he could show up and meet you just where he needs to, because he can hold his own. And so may he rest heavenly in peace, Mr. Peebo Bryson. And so when you have these matchups, you want them to be able to hold their own and carry their own weight.
Yeah.
And he did not disappoint when he brought Mr. Peebo Bryson, okay? Check him
when
out.
we went to see Jeffrey Osborne again, Peebo Bryson was opening and he did an amazing job.
Yes, he did.
But that song with Freddie Jackson, Have You Ever Loved Somebody? There's the lyrics. I can teach you how to love again. If you just trust in me, I can show you things you've never seen.
Oh,
so both of
how
those songs,
beautiful
I think
is
they're
that?
beautiful.
I think Jeffrey Osborne is a single that he has that just kind of really sets the tone for me.
So both of those songs I think are really beautiful in letting a woman know that, you know, you can trust again and you can love again and it's okay. And you know, it might be a pile of BS. Who knows? They might just be running game.
Yes,
but
pay attention, ladies.
But it's beautiful to hear, okay?
That's right. It's just one of those things.
Here's the different songs by Jeffrey Osborne. What is the concept of the song you said?
It's talking about the two of us that we belong together with. We were made together. It's really, really a good song. It's the two of us and how
you should be. Oh, that's one Stay with me tonight.
We both deserve each other's
that's
love.
LTD
that's an LTD. No wonder. An LTD song. We belong. Is that the one?
We both deserve each other's love.
I believe so. Yes, that's a really good one too. And so it takes you back down memory lane. It's really one of those things that helps you to remember what love is all about. If you ever have not ever been in love, put on some of these crooners. What is it?
I don't like rubbing on.
Okay, I'm trying to make sure
every time I scoot over,
we're both into the camera. And so I know that for us ladies that we can listen to the gentlemen sing to us, but there are some women songs and women performers that also talk about love. Is that something, some female artist that you listen to that kind of brings the tone into a love arena?
Absolutely. There's a song by Selena Johnson that I really love called Open Arms. And it's kind of like her and this man maybe had a breakup or they just hadn't spoken or hadn't seen each other in a long time. And she's letting him know that her arms are still open to the possibility of them coming back together. That's a really beautiful song to me.
Right. My girl, Sade, I listen to her. And of course, Lady T, as I am referred to as well.
Tina Marie, for those that don't know.
Tina Marie. And so they can set the tone. And then also, when it comes to the Tina Marie and Rick James song, Fire and Desire. And so you can't go wrong with that pairing. And leave them. That's what we used to do. Use and abuse them until they laid eyes on one another.
It was pain
before pleasure. And so when you meet someone that can match you right where you are, all of the game and the fun, not necessarily the fun, but the game goes away because you met your match. All right. And so as relationships go and the relationships are, you're mirroring one another and they're helping you to know who you are. And so that Fire and Desire, sweetie, whenever they sing that or whenever they did, they set the whole place on fire as it is. And so it was really, really a great dual performance. And I don't know if there's been any other duos that can bring it like them.
Well, I love the version, speaking of Peebo Bryson. What is it?
Peebo Bryson.
Bryson. I was about to call him Peebo
respect
Bryant.
on that.
Peebo Bryson, excuse me. He has a song, but I prefer the version with Stephanie Mills and Teddy Pendergrass.
Oh.
Something that you
Come on now. Stayed in my head. Oh, come on now.
Yes.
I needed you to love me.
When you said
Simply reach out and touch me. Oh, I got goosebumps. Oh, my word. Feel me. I want to feel the fire.
Speaking of fire, but I love that version of Feel the Fire with
Mhm.
Stephanie Mills and Teddy
Oh,
Pendergrass.
don't let me
Because she
forget
also
about my
did,
girl,
you
Stephanie
know,
Mills. Yes.
Peabo Bryson did that song, I think, maybe originally. And then she has a version with Teddy Pendergrass and with Christopher Williams.
Oh, yes.
But I prefer the one with Teddy Pendergrass. And it's a beautiful song, a beautiful duet.
Well, I will let you know just right off the bat before we move along. When we're talking about a duo song, Ebony Eyes.
That ain't no duo.
It was with
Oh.
Rick James and Smokey Robinson.
I'm thinking of the Silk version.
No, yeah, the Silk version. That's what I was gonna say. It really, really stands alone. Silk. I believe these are the two great crooners of our day. Smokey Robinson and Rick James. Silk gave them a run for their money on that Ebony Eyes. Mm-hmm. And when I saw it live, they had me going.
Yeah.
The Silk version of Ebony Eyes I do prefer. I can say that over Smokey Robinson and Rick James. Baby, Silk brings it.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, which version of If You Think You Lonely Now do you like, Bobby Womack or Casey?
They could not hold a candle. I forgot all about my boy, my main man, Bobby Womack.
He's the original Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yes, he is. And he does that in real life, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He does that in real life, and Dad knows him firsthand. He met him in person. But then I do know that Bobby Womack.
Casey
can't do anything with Bobby Womack, sweetie.
Well,
in my opinion.
I grew up on the KC version, so I always felt like it was the best. But then when I listened to the Bobby Womack version, okay. You got it, Bobby.
Yeah, if you think you're lonely now, sweetie.
I can't be in two places at one time.
Yeah, wait until tonight. And so,
think you're
lonely now.
Oh, yeah.
Wait until tonight. And said the girl wants him to go out and go and buy her some things, but he can't be in two places at one time.
Yeah.
And he says,
you're always complaining about what she got,
what she ain't got, and what she got.
Girlfriend got.
and so she wants him to go out and get it for him, but again, he can't be in two places at one time. And so he's a grown ass man, and so that's what some of us ladies wants to listen to. Profess your love as a grown ass man. We don't have time for all of the games that are being played out here.
Grand Rising Craig over there.
Grand Rising Craig, we want you to be a stand-up guy. Do what you say you're going to do.
Mr. Make It Happen.
Mr. Make It Happen. That's where we're at here in 2026.
And if you're
not, beyond. Holla at your girl on another occasion. And so anything else happening, Asha, that we want to do? The recaps here?
Yeah,
perhaps?
Absolutely. Perhaps we're going to talk about, we could talk about Married at First Sight, or we could talk about the reunion part 1.
We can go into all of them. Let's do that.
Well,
we have time.
So, on this most recent episode of Married at First Sight, these couples, I don't know if it's the couples that are getting on my nerves or the individuals in the couples. It's at least one of the people in the couple. So, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it already, but there was a couple that decided to end it early
as they should have.
Before decision
as they should have. But yes, Asha, they did.
And I don't even remember the names. Nick and whatever her name was, Caitlin maybe. I don't know. She was a fool. She was acting a fool. She was trying to put it on him because I think what happened with her is she got thrown off when she found out how many reality shows this man has going
I
on.
believe she thought he was just in it to perform for ratings.
Right. And she felt like he wasn't being his authentic, genuine self. And she was just kept hammering that you're not. I just want you to be me. I mean, I just want you to be you. I just want you to be comfortable around me and be yourself and open up and joke around and do all these things. I just feel like I don't know you and I'm getting all vulnerable and all this stuff. So
And the minute he does,
he opened up and he was like, "Well, when I've tried to joke with you, you've shut me down." He said something. They were in their car. I believe they were going to look at each other's homes or something, and he said something like, "What did he say? You ready to boogie or something?"
yes, ready to boogie.
Something like that. And she was like, "My grandma used to say that,
Oh,
so
my
that just
goodness.
gives me the ick."
Wow.
Okay, so
So
then
he's
he
trying to
shut
be
down.
himself, to be, is it quirky?
Yeah, quirky.
Quirky. And so awkwardly enough, when she shut him down from his way of telling a joke and being himself, she shamed him.
Right.
And so who wants to be in a relationship like that everything you say, somebody is ready to put you down? And you can see the expression on her face that she was either not necessarily feeling him, because he's a good guy. And for whatever reason, a great deal of young ladies aren't used to and accustomed to someone being kind to them.
Right. Then,
they want to always challenge that.
Yeah. Then she had already said that she felt like one of the other guys in the group was the hottest guy there.
Oh my
Why
goodness.
would you say that when your husband is right there that another man is the hottest? And then she was just too picky. Every time he said something, she had a problem with it, and she got to a point where she just shut down. Like, she was cold to him, friendly to everybody else, and he felt the energy. So he was trying, and she just wasn't receptive of it. And everything, she's steadily telling him she wants him to open up, she wants him to communicate and say how he feels. But every time he did, she would get defensive and rebuttal everything, deny everything that he's pointing out that she does, and she's just like, "It's you. No, right. Ma'am, it's your ass." And I hope that she sees it with the, looking back on this. Maybe, I know that these reality shows are heavily edited and produced, but from what we see, girl, you need to be on somebody's couch unpacking whatever issues you have, because it showed up and showed out on this show.
I believe it did, and it did not leave any room. I believe she wanted to be the man and the woman in the relationship. She wanted to cover all of the bases to where there was no room for him to even exist. She was bossy, demanding, aggressive, and I'm certain a great deal of men are not going to have any of that around them. And she didn't know how to compromise. They all had these opposite ways that they had to bridge together to figure out how they're going to make it happen. And when she went into the therapy session, counseling, that they gave them some details, but then it seemed to be that it was robotic. Okay, so you're going to place your left hand on my right shoulder. Girl, if it's not natural, let it go. You don't have to have all of these instructions on how to love someone. And I believe for the most part, if you are attracted to someone, and if you're in it to win it, like they say that they were in it to win it, and to be actually able to get to know one another, it will come easily. But when it's someone that you really are turned off about, irritated from, annoyed by, everything that they do will irk you.
Absolutely.
And make you feel, what she say, icky.
The ick.
Because she didn't want it.
Yeah. And she just, yeah, I'm glad she's out of there. They're out of there. And then when he did even have a moment of emotions when they broke up, or when they were going their separate ways, and he started to cry, and she's like, "Well, why are you showing me this now? You haven't shown me this whole time. Why are you crying now?" Like, he can't even get a tear out of his eyes before she's criticizing that. Girl, go ahead on.
Yeah, please.
And then she gonna tell them, they said, "Do you have any final words to say?" She's like, "Yeah, find me another husband." Fellas, run
as fast as you can. It just does not add up. Yeah. And the other mean girl that is someone that resists love is using that as an example of what not to do. As many of these young ladies go into these types of experiments, independent, that are not accustomed to having anyone in their spaces. I'm talking about the young lady that agreed to go to the gym with her husband. And as he rose up and looked at her, she said it didn't appear that he wanted to go. Ma'am, all you had to do was say, I'm going to the gym, get up and get ready. She didn't want him to go with her. She's used to being alone. So I'm not certain, do they understand and understand what marriage is all about? Do you include your spouses into the things that you are used to doing on your own?
Yeah. So I don't know why the people, the coaches, the experts put these people together, but yeah, they are still struggling to connect. He's really, I feel like he's really doing a good job of trying. He's getting into her interests. He's holding space for her. He's not rushing her. He's, allowing them to be on whatever makes her comfortable.
Right.
But I really feel like that only lasts for so long, because I don't think that one person should be doing more compromising than the other, or
That's true.
even that much compromising at all. Like, they're getting to the point where they're going to see if they're compatible or not. They look cute together. They have potential, but if she's not comfortable with closeness and he desires that, that's his love language, physical touch, quality time, and she wants to be solo, she don't want to be touched. She's like, well, what about us cuddling on the couch? Well, I can sit on one side and I could put my feet on your lap. Girl, go ahead on.
Yeah, go ahead on. And this is someone that is also not accustomed to kindness and someone actually showing you love and affection.
Then
go ahead. Because if she's listening to her girlfriends that have no idea what that is either, then you also want to leave them out of your love life, because they have no idea what it means for this man to be kind and loving to you. That if he puts his arm around your shoulder, you're starting to freeze up and starting to cry because he's getting closer to you. You agreed to come on this show. You agreed to go through this experiment, and you went ahead and said, I do, when you were at the altar. Now, you could have went on about your business then.
You shouldn't have even signed up.
And so be careful what you sign up for, and you include other people in all of this pushback that you're giving people. All he wants to, how many of us ladies wants a man to love on us in a kind way? For some of these women, they're running the other way about it. I don't know. He's trying to show me some affection. What do I do now? And so they look like complete idiots. But go ahead, Asha.
So then we have the older black couple, Nikki and Sean. They're, very compatible on paper. They're accomplished. They're well educated. They make a lot of money. Right. They're posh and bougie, and I feel like they match each other even in the look department. He's not a bad looking man. He's just short.
Yeah.
She's a nice looking lady, but she's not attracted to him physically.
Not
she's
at all.
Saying that she's trying to grow with her physical attraction. She's a slow burn when it comes to how intimate and close they could be with what they're doing.
Right.
They're going on more dates. They're communicating better. I think they're doing better with communication, because before they was just bumping heads so bad. But like I mentioned last week, I found out that they're both Leos.
Okay.
Which makes perfect sense to me of why they're bumping heads during conflict. But they've been working through it. So I think that this past episode, they've gotten to a point, I don't know if you watched all 3 of the episodes, but they have explored some form of intimacy.
Right.
And do you want me to spoil it for you? Because I don't think you watched the particular episode I'm about to say.
Go ahead and spoil it. I probably
I don't
have.
know what they did in the room.
Right.
But he came out with his robe open.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
He was butt naked.
Right, he had
singing,
a good time.
We Are One. We are one. So whatever they did in that room,
right.
She didn't want to kiss and tell, but he came out happier than he left, than he went in. So
yes, I believe she
said that they're sexually compatible. I don't know what they did, but now maybe we'll see a little bit of difference in how they're acting, since they've taken it to another level.
Right.
And then when she was talking about during their group dinner, how she's like the younger black couple, the guy called her out and said, I don't see a physical attraction from you for your husband. And she was like, yes, it's a growing attraction. I'm working on growing the attraction.
Right.
And he said, well, I can understand that because when I first met my wife, I wasn't attracted to her.
Wow.
And she's looking like...
She was surprised to hear that.
Because he had already told her during the first week of their during their honeymoon, that he felt like I don't know if he said it then that he felt like she was more attracted to him than he was to her. But he never mentioned that he wasn't attracted to her at all.
Right.
Until the dinner. So he says he wasn't physically attracted to her, and she was like, so you weren't physically attracted to me? He was like, not to the level that I was comfortable at. He said, I looked at you and I was like, yeah, this girl is pretty. But is she pretty enough for me?
Wow.
No.
What a blow in the face, just
so
live on TV to say it. For the first time that she ever heard it.
Right.
She wasn't aware.
So, the threads, I'm over on threads often. I'm not really a Twitter girl. Threads they had been saying that they felt like he either was maybe liking men or women, non-black women. So I don't know about the first part, but it did come out that his ex-girlfriend is a white woman. And, she came out, she's a basic looking white woman. So for him to say that, it makes sense now that he felt like his wife is not as pretty, is pretty for him. She's a beautiful young lady. But if his type is a basic white woman, then this young black lady is not his type.
It's not his type, and there's nothing else she can do about it in terms of what his taste really is. And so as they have now, they're approaching 2 weeks left to decide.
Something like that.
Is this the actual place that you want to be in this? Are you going to stay in this particular marriage? And so they have a decision to make coming up real soon. And Felipe, is it? Felipe can go somewhere and go ahead on into his single life, because again, it's something that he just cannot stop from wanting multiple women. And so the wife is saying if he is in his whole stage, then he needs to continue to go on and get all of that taken care of and find someone else, because she's serious about the marriage. And he is confessing the fact that he wants it too, but you've already made it known that you would rather have multiple women.
I want to say hi to Primrose over here. And we have a commenter, TJ, that says, I felt that way about girls before, but I wouldn't tell them they ain't pretty enough. I mean, I think that's valid. Like, there may be some times where you're not as physically attractive to somebody that you've given a chance to, but to tell them?
Yes.
There is, there's a such thing as honesty and transparency, but that's really hard to hear someone say that you're actively pursuing a relationship with that, you're really not that pretty to me, or I really am not attracted to you at all. How honest can you be?
You could be honest to the point where the person would have to bring it down a peg or two. Some people are believing that they are the top.
You want to humble somebody?
You want to humble someone, not intentionally to be ugly, but you may not be their taste, you may not be their style, that they're actually settling. Are you the one that they have settled for? And so if someone is telling you something like that, then that means you are. Damn. If someone is being bold and frank enough to be able to tell you that you're not necessarily my type, that's what it is. Your type and your style could be totally different.
I would tell someone, because I would say even my most recent ex, he wasn't my... in my mind, he wasn't my specific type.
Right.
But I was attracted to him. I think he was very handsome. He, nice looking, very attractive man. But in a lineup of men, he wouldn't be like the aesthetic that I would necessarily go for. He's a gym guy. I like men who are fit, but I don't necessarily go for the, muscle bound guys like that. But very attractive, very beautiful man. Good. We look great together.
Okay.
But I would say that he wasn't necessarily my type. I didn't share that with him. I don't think
that would be a little harsh, but it might show up in body language. It might show up in your tolerant level.
But there's a difference between somebody not being your type and you not being attracted to them. Like, he wasn't my type, but I was attracted to him.
That was good, because in the case of Nick on the married at first sight,
Mhm.
she's not attracted to him, and that really makes a big
And
difference
I don't even. I
on the
guess.
ways in which she tolerates him. Now, if it was someone that she was
Oh, you talking
attracted
about
to,
Nikki and Sean?
Nikki and Sean, if it
Mhm.
was someone she was attracted to, all of the things that he does that annoys her because she's not attracted to him,
Absolutely.
that makes a big difference, because everything a person does that you're not attracted to irritates you.
Absolutely.
And I'm not certain why he wants to put himself, he says that he's not thirsty, but sir, this woman has you on your toes to where you can perform all of the tasks that she's asking you to do so that you can have the ultimate prize that she is not willing to share.
But she
And so
shared something.
she shared something, some intimate moments. She said it was not the full-fledged intimate way, intercourse, if you will, but it was something that they did that helped him to know that she's all in. She's in it to win it. But yet,
If she
is
don't
that
win
the
her,
part that people will dangle you? To have you to do all of these extra tricks so that you would be able to satisfy that, yes, you have met the criteria. Congratulations, you have won me. And I would
good.
say, as it says on the Martin Show, I will marry you. Are you happy now? And Gina did exactly what all of us ladies were proud of her for doing. She grabbed a bag and walked completely out that door.
Absolutely.
Because you are not that what you think you are.
Absolutely.
In many cases, if you're going to be ugly about it. Now, you may consider yourself high on the hog when it comes to how you see and perceive yourself. There's nothing wrong with having confidence. Don't get me wrong. It's the arrogance of it all that is a big turnoff. Okay? And someone has to prove their worth to you because you're sitting high. Oh, excuse me, I don't want to get personal. And then bring it down a notch. Because you're getting high up there. And so when we start to bring you down a peg or two, then you'll realize that I need to appreciate this lovely lady, or for the ladies, appreciate this kind man in your life, because you're not all that, sweetie. You think you are, and that's a beautiful thing.
And
that's a beautiful thing to think that. But have some humility, have some honor about yourself, and as Dad would say, treat people how you want to be treated. Just know how to be respectful to someone.
Yeah, because I don't want to be in a relationship with someone that I have to feel like I need to pull you, bring you down a couple notches. I don't want to feel like he wants to humble me. I'm not trying to humble you. So, yes, be respectful, be grateful, be aware of what you have. And
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with being confident. But don't think that you're bigger than the program. But I don't want to be the one to have to, give you a reality check to, neither party should feel like they've settled or like
That's
they're, doing somebody else a favor for
That's
being
right.
with them.
That's the part that I'm talking about, making you feel as if they're doing you a favor to be in their life. So what you can do, what you're not going to do, is put me through anything extra about who you think you are compared to who I know I am. Okay? And so we all have to learn that about one another if you want to be in a relationship with each other. There shouldn't be a push and pull, a tug of war. I do a lot of things with my hands. There should not be this push and pull, baby. Either we're here with it together or we're not. What's so difficult about that?
I don't know. What about the perfect couple? They think they're perfect. The tall white guy who's the basketball coach and the Asian woman. They look down on all the other couples and they feel like they're the most successful. And it's basically coming out that he's having not cold feet, but he's having some struggles because he's never had a long-term relationship, so he doesn't know what it looks like after the passion and excitement and the love and the honeymoon phase is over. So he's getting a little nervous about what happens to the relationship once the passion has fizzled out. What happens when they don't have great days? And it appears that he struggles with some depression.
Right.
So it seems like he's a little worried about how she's going to handle, because she's a very optimistic, happy type person. And he's kind of seeming like he's concerned about when he has those low moments or those moments of depression. Is she going to stick with him through that? And That's a valid concern to have because everybody doesn't necessarily understand depression or even want to deal with somebody that struggles with it. But she seems like she's trying to reassure him. I think that because they haven't had an argument, a lot of times people think that that's a green flag of their relationship, that they haven't had any arguments. But it could be a concern because you really do want to see how you handle conflict resolution within your relationship. And you're two different people, so you're not going to agree on everything. So it's healthy to see how you work through conflict. And when you go so long into the relationship without having to deal with that, you're missing a big portion of, finding out who you're actually dealing with. So her homeboy had already revealed during their home visit that she has another side to her. So yes, she's all optimistic and sweet and kind and feminine and all of these things, but she can flip a switch. And he seems like the type that's a little sensitive. Like,
Right.
if she was to go off on him or she was to flip or crash out, it's like, how would he handle it? So
How would he handle? I don't think that they're going to make it. Okay, because again, he has not had any other experience. She's trying to be able to let him know. Sometimes it's going to be up, sometimes it's going to be down. And as I pointed out before, I'm not sure what they call this emotional need that you have to have these extra pets and different things. What do they call it?
Emotional support.
Emotional support. I believe that's how he's seeing her, because as he wants to be able to cuddle, he wants her to come over and hold him. Sir, this is a human being. Okay, she is not your emotional support pet that he wants to be able to, as he's feeling his emotions that he hasn't ever felt before. And you know those tight wads that they don't have any emotions, and so you have to pinch them so that they can realize.
You about to pinch me, I'm about to crash out.
Yeah, you have to pinch them so that they can have some kind of an outburst to let them know that you are alive. And so she's not going to be able to sustain that for him. And with a little bit of knowledge that she has, being in a relationship for only a few years, that someone has to lean on the other. What do we do now? Sir, you need to go somewhere and find you something to do. I don't suspect that they will make it, because if you want to appear to be perfect, you're going to find that you're not able to handle any kind of conflict as it comes up.
Yeah, so we'll see if they experience any conflict before decision day and how they work through that, because that's going to be an important factor of if they can sustain this perfection.
That's right.
And then the final couple is Adam and Marissa, the guy that does the jet skis and the pickleball.
Oh, I see.
She's, and he doesn't drink. And he makes it very clear that he doesn't want to have any alcohol. Like when they go out, if he has a mocktail, he makes her sip it first to make sure there's no alcohol in it. People are suspecting that maybe he's a recovering alcoholic.
Maybe so.
And he's shifting his addictive personality from alcohol to pickleball. From alcohol to pickleball. Because who is playing pickleball 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, and wants their partner to be a pickleball expert?
Yes.
And wants them to compete against other couples, and it makes this his whole personality.
And he has a need for speed with his jet skis that he likes to ride on. And he's always on a high. And so whenever she wants to bring it down a peg, she's comparing herself to his ex in terms of how she used to play sports and everything with him. And so that's a rabbit hole that you don't need to go down, because comparing yourself to someone else, you will not ever measure up to that other person.
And
so
why
she
does he
needs
keep
to just bring that
He's
down.
the one that's bringing up the ex. Why does he keep bringing up this ex that was so compatible with the sports and all this? Where's she at? Why are y'all not together? Why you keep bringing her up?
That could be a reason for her to run. And so there may be a good finale when it comes to who's going to be the last one standing and who's actually going to make this work, because it doesn't appear that any of them, except for my couple that I'm rooting for,
Devin and Caitlin, I think.
Devin and Caitlin, and then also the older black couple,
Nikki and Sean.
I'm
So
rooting for them.
Dr. Sean called Adam out during their group dinner about how he only uses words like, oh yeah, vibes, and we vibe, we're vibing, oh, you're cooked. Like, he's using all these surface level surfer boy terms.
Right.
And Dr. Sean called him out, and he's like, usually when I see people that are using these type of little quick terms and shallow surface level conversation, they're hiding certain things, or they have a lack of vocabulary or emotional intelligence. And baby, the way
Did-
Adam
did-
turned red and then dang old veins started popping out of his neck,
right,
and
and
his
that
eyes looked
stare.
like they was about to pop out of his head.
Yeah.
He did not like being corrected or called out,
No.
and maybe it was specifically because it was from a man,
Right.
and a very educated one at that.
Right. If looks could tell a story, he told one all in terms of taking you all the way back to a time where they were not susceptible to black people. It just gave me the fact that he did not like black people.
Yeah.
The way that he received that information, because he felt as if your connection with who you're with. So how dare you talk to me about what I got going on? So it may be an ego thing, a man-to-man thing, or you just don't ever know. It just seems that he was very, very disdained about what he was being shared.
But he started pulling out more vocabulary words though, and he wanted to prove that he did have emotional intelligence. And then during the confessional or the interview with him and just his wife, he mentioned like he was very put off by Dr. Sean saying that, and he was saying that he doesn't, almost doesn't want to even associate himself with them,
Right.
Nikki and Sean.
That's
because he just didn't like being called out. So it's going to be interesting to see where he goes from here now that he's been put on Front Street about his lack of opening up and his ability to communicate.
Right, because his wife feels as if they do all of the things on a high, and when are you going to come down to a certain level to where we can actually have real conversations, because it's all light and love and fun and being silly, and so he doesn't really show that part of him. I know he is an accomplished pianist, and so he does things on a higher level, but when it comes to just being regular, it's something that he needs a little help with. Regulate that part of him that just has normal conversations without being in this pickleball and going fast and jet skiing and surfer mentality.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see if she will even want to continue with him, because she's not athletic. She's not into what he's into. She wants to just, be a girl. She wants to do happy hours and meet up with her friends and laugh and joke and possibly, go out from time to time to the club. And he doesn't drink, and she would prefer someone that she could have a drink with, but she's been compromising in that level, in that sense. But how long is that sustainable if you like to drink and this man seems like he can't have a drink? Will you tempt him? Will you, it just doesn't seem compatible. So we'll see.
We'll see. And I believe that this really tests the fact of how much will you give of yourself enough to be in a relationship with someone else. You can't give up yourself in everything that you desire and like to have in your life for the sake of your relationship. There is a happy medium, and so they all have to find that in order to remain together. And so, yes, I'm excited to see the outcome for that.
I am too.
And so,
did you want to get into the Atlanta
we might as
Housewives?
well, really briefly as we do. That's fine.
So, Real Housewives of Atlanta, they had their part 1 of the reunion show last week. Part 2 came out yesterday, but we have Peacock, so we'll see it today. Pinky's pregnant for their 4th child together. Okay. It will be his 6th child, I believe. Yeah, because he has 2 older daughters, I think. Okay. She didn't really talk much this first episode. Phaedra and Portia revealed that they both dated Mike Bless. Okay. I don't know how I feel about friends dating in the same circles. That's just not my personal thing. But I guess they're cool with it. I don't know. I think maybe in the industry, people don't really take it that seriously as far as dating the same people.
You're being passed around, and you're being, in terms of judged, and how was it, and who stayed, and, what are they working with? It's too close for comfort.
Right. What else got revealed? So, K. Michelle. What you think about K. Michelle this season? Because they talked about like how she showed up this season. She's coming from being on shows like Love and Hip Hop and a different type of energy to Real Housewives of Atlanta. How do you think that she did this season?
I believe that she needs to give herself an opportunity to know how to blend in with other women, because she said this is something that she just doesn't do. You know, in terms of having female friends, it seems as if whenever she's around them, she feels uncomfortable. I don't know if she feels that she's at a certain level that's different from them, but ma'am, you signed up for this show. Okay, and there's certain things that they want to see from you, so she knows how to go into immediate fight mode when it comes to getting someone together and spreading all the shade. Seems like she wants to fight physically with these women, and I don't suspect that any of them know how to really fight, because they're just really wolf tickets. And so I don't believe that she's learning how to really just blend in the wife's club, if you will, and so it makes her very uncomfortable. But I believe that she kind of fits in because they're all the same way. They go to these particular out of the country locations and really remote sites, Scotland and different places that they're going. But you're bringing this dressed up mean girl. Wherever you go, there's that mean girl that's coming along with you. So no matter how you dress it up, you're not addressing the main fact that you don't know how to mingle with other women as it is. As they say that black women don't get along with one another, watch The Real Housewives and some of these franchises. It is Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it will be a proven fact in many cases that they don't. But Cynthia Bailey's character,
that's what they want to present.
That's what they want to present. She's there as the peacemaker in many cases. Cynthia kind of brings the balance in many cases. But no, I don't believe that K. Michelle is learning how to blend in this environment for getting along with other women, because she's not accustomed to it.
I think that she's definitely struggled with it. She's had some situations in previous, experiences, not even just in reality TV, but just in real life, being in Atlanta, where she's not gotten along with certain women and certain friend groups. So I think she's just extra cautious about it, and she had her guard up, and she said there was a lot of outside, chatter about certain people working against her and doing all these things. So she just was on guard and maybe didn't allow herself to get along or get to know people naturally this season. But I think she learned a lot, and I think she'll probably do better next season.
But what was the comment that Shamia made to her about the fact that the other girls didn't?
Yeah, Shamia was saying that, or K. Michelle was saying that Shamia often tells her that her friends don't want her to be, Shamia's friends don't want her to be friends with K. Michelle.
Right.
And she's talking about like the group Candy and Rashida and maybe Toya, because Toya married K. Michelle's ex, and K. Michelle was vocal about him being physically abusive to her. And because he was dating Toya at the time, or with Toya at the time, Rashida and other people tried to say that K. Michelle was lying about it. But then it came out that he did have violent tendencies, and it ended up being true. And it's like, when somebody opens up and shares that they've been in an abusive relationship and people don't believe them, that's very hurtful.
Right.
So that's been a thing for years. And because Rashida, Toya, Candy, and all of them run the same circles, Shamia is also friends with them. But Shamia was open to getting to know K. Michelle herself.
Right.
And she said, I guess she's keep on bringing up, my friends don't want me to be friends with you. So I can understand K. Michelle's irritation with that, because I don't want to keep hearing that. If you want to be my friend and you're open to it and you're a grown woman and you make your own decisions and you don't base your friendship off of who your friends aren't friends with, then allow us to be friends and develop our friendship, and that's just it. We don't have to even discuss the other women that don't like me.
Right.
But if you're going to keep bringing it up as if you're doing me a favor.
That's right.
Or as if, you're going against what your friends want, I don't want to have to keep being reminded of that. Just go ahead on if you don't want to deal with it, because I don't need to hear about it.
That's right.
I think K. Michelle was completely valid for being irritated or turned off from Shamia by her continuing to bring that up.
I can see that, because it doesn't add to her willingness to want to get along with someone if you're basing this on what the other friends don't want you to do. Like you say, grow up.
Yeah. And I do think that I like Shamia on Real Housewives, but I think that because she had such a huge friendship breakup, which are very painful, just as much or even more than a relationship or romantic breakup,
Mhm.
because her and Shamia have known each other since they were children. Their mothers were friends at one point,
Mhm.
and now they've fallen out,
With
and it's
Portia.
beyond repair with Portia.
Mhm.
And I think that it was just so much focus on the friendship breakup between Portia and Shamia, that her individual talents and skills and what she brings to the table and her humor and her lifestyle wasn't really shined on in the way, in the light that it should have been given.
Right, she's very
You know,
talented.
it was some things here and there that showed, okay, her husband, her marriage, her children, but the main focus was her friendship with Portia, and
Right.
how, you know, and then everybody that likes Portia was team Portia. They picked a side, when I feel like that's none of y'all business. These women have known each other most of their lives. So there could have been a way for them to support both women,
Right.
without having to pick a side and become like ganging up on Shamia, which is what everybody that called themselves team Portia, they ganged up on Shamia. They didn't like her. They accused her of being the problem. They didn't want to hear her point of view. Everything she said or did, it was like, oh my goodness. They called her, you know, messy. They felt like she was the one that was making K. Michelle suspicious of them, and all these things they were accusing her of. But they didn't have that same smoke and that same energy for Angela Oakley when she made up a story about her neighbor sleeping with Shamia. And just, I think Angela Oakley is a good cast member for Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I'm just not. I don't like messy stuff. I don't like when you're trying to go behind somebody back and get tea, and then you come in with, and you're always bullying, and you always got something smart to say. Because that's why I say I couldn't be on it, because you got to watch how you talk to me.
Right.
I wouldn't be. He would be like, cut. The producers would have to come in. Not that I'm going to get violent, but you can't talk to me like that.
It's exactly, and that's what they signed up for. But if this Angela young lady has issues in her own marriage, it seemed like all of them should focus on, as they say, sweep around your own front door. Work on the things that are happening in your own life before you bring all of this mess up, because it's not, the fact finding is off. And so she stuck with it, and it wasn't even the truth when it came to Shamia and wanting to be able to get the neighbor involved. And so it's just messy.
Very messy. And I know that's the name of the game. It's Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's supposed to have some level of mess. But when you lying and you're just at somebody so much, it's just a turn off to me.
It doesn't add up. And I believe, of course, Portia has made it to the top tier of the peach holder. And so she is starting to be...
What were you just holding?
Right, a peach. And so just starting to be a mean girl. And I do not get along and like people that are mean for no reason.
I don't either.
Okay?
I don't either.
And so that's what she's turned into. And she's a beautiful young lady, and she has a lot of things going on in her own life that can add value, as she loves her little daughter that shows the baby pictures. They look just alike. And so hopefully that she'll find her way through this new area of her life, and that she's found love and some success in her life, and that she feels as if that she doesn't care about what someone's opinion is of her in terms of her love interest, but yet this is someone that is spewing hateful words and being mean to her best friend as they're talking about one another's mothers. And so you're going below the belt, and there may not be a way to repair that.
Definitely not. I think their friendship is beyond repair. And then Drew Sidora is being accused of basically turning into Portia.
Right.
Because she already, she's brand ambassador for Go Naked Hair, which is Portia's hair brand.
She's a brand ambassador. Okay.
As well as Cynthia. And, her makeup kind of looks a little Portia-ish.
Yeah.
And now she's went and got a second surgery, because I think she had lipo or possibly a small BBL back in the day, but she went and got the Portia special, and her body is now shaped very similarly to Portia. So people are kind of accusing her of trying to turn into Portia.
She's turning into Portia, where her husband was living in the basement, and they had some issues with their marriage as it is now, that she has to pay the child support payments and the alimony. And so it's just messy when you are not necessarily invested in your love life and in your marriage. And so you're turning into this particular way that perhaps the creator of the franchise wants to see, that you are now going at it at one another in these reunion shows. That's really what they do. They really go in on one another. I don't like seeing it, but it is a part of how this is going to move on to the second reunion.
And then the other housewife we haven't talked about is Lil Kelly. Kelly, the
Oh,
little
the
short one.
little lady there. I think I favor her journey as it is, that she loves her daughters and her children, and she wants to see them do well in life.
Yeah, she brings some spunk and some. I think there was a few moments where she probably crossed the line with some of the things that she said, but she does bring a little bit of excitement and energy into the cast. So we'll see how they evolve next season. But part 2, we'll have some commentary about that next week.
Absolutely, Asha. And so when we're talking about love, as we talked about the R&B, and we're talking about being in these relationships, as we've shown here on Married at First Sight, what can they do? You should be, oh, I can hardly talk. Because you have a database that I'm always so excited to hear about, how you go about mending these kinds of broken relationships, as it is a healing process. What happens with your database?
Well, the database is not for mending broken relationships. It's actually for matching people who are single, who are hopeful romantics, and intentional daters to find love. It's the Intentional Love Collective database that is on my Stan store. You can find that at stan.store/Asha Cerise. That's OSHACERESE. Asha Cerise on all platforms. It's linked in the bio. But I can support people through, their intentional dating journey, their individual, even if, healing from heartbreak,
Right.
intentional dating, and as well as broken relationships or relationships that are struggling with some coaching services. So, yeah, that's all under the Intentional Love Collective universe. Is I'm getting you from whatever journey you are in, whether that's healing from heartbreak, ready to date, or dating someone and struggling. I can support you through that. So yes, you can join the Intentional Love Collective if you need to be matched. I look at where you're located, what type of interests you have, your preferences, your desires, and your shared values, if I'm going to match you or if I'm going to invite you to a curated event. And if you just need coaching services, whether they're individual, they don't have to necessarily even be attached to love. If you just need some support and coaching, that's also linked in my bio.
Awesome. Well, we have made it beyond the top of the hour. We want to thank each and every one of you all for joining here with Zestful Living with Sweet Tea and Asha Cerise here on our Monday show. And so thank you once again for taking time to tune in with us. And we'll hope to see you here bright and early tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But give yourself some grace today and have a good day on purpose. Asha, do you have a word to leave with the people?
Yes. Know what you want. Don't settle for less. Don't get into a situation where you feel like you have to humble somebody or they're trying to humble you. Be equally yoked, as they say, not just in spiritual beliefs, but just shared values, what you desire, what road you're on, what path you're on, what season you're in your life. And bring bagging back, fellas.
Absolutely. And so be good to yourself today. Thank you, Dad, for tuning in, and all of those in the TikTok land. We certainly appreciate you all. Be blessed, and you too.
Talk to y'all later.
See you later.